Is it too hot in here?
No, it's good.
You good?
Can we heat it up a little bit in here? Just do some jumping jacks?
Yeah.
What about some of the songs that didn't make the cut, like
Mhm.
Taking on Water? I remember you talking about a song called Give Me Back My Lovin'.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Let a Man Be Lost,
Mhm.
Rock Song. The
Yeah,
Hurt,
like I said,
Hummingbird.
There's a lot of songs that come up as an idea and show all the signs of finishing themselves, and at any point in a song, it can peter out. You know, that's why I feel like if they've made it to the record, then they're winners. You know, then if they lasted with my listening to them 400 times, then I know they're good. You know, they're electronically tested for other people to it'll last for a little while. And the ones that that sort of fall off in the middle of, they get repurposed. You know, they get sent back to the factory and crushed, and turned back into idea junk, and they always come back out somewhere else. You know, the end of Friends, Lovers, or Nothing is a song called The Hurt that was really maybe the closest song I've ever had to almost going on, but still not going on a record. And people always go, why didn't The Hurt go on a record? Why didn't The Hurt go on a record? It's weird. I call it artist's choice. That's why I can never be a manager, because if the artist isn't feeling it, you can't do it, you know? And so I'm glad I waited, because it feels that much better inside of Friends, Lovers, or Nothing.
Do you think some of those songs will make live appearances still, or do you think they're completely shelved?
I could see myself playing Taking on Water, but even then, I don't see. Sometimes even when a song is finished and I think some of the lyrics are copped out, I can't play it. You know, I just don't want to do it. I don't even like when one lyric is out of place. Like, I have songs that I had to finish, and I didn't dig the lyrics, and I've really, every time I sing them, I go, does anyone but me notice that this lyric makes no sense right here? There's a line in Clarity in the bridge, and it's so much wasted in the afternoon, so much sacred in the month of June. How about you? What the fuck does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. And every time I sing that, I go, this is a miserable feeling to know that I put a word down, I put a line down in a song that's just, it just makes no sense, you know?
Have you ever thought of putting together or being a part of a supergroup like a Blind Faith or Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young? And if so, who would be your dream bandmates? And do you think that that would ever be enthused enough, to actually make something like that materialize?
I oftentimes think about playing guitar in other bands. I love playing guitar on other people's records. I love being in different musical scenarios. I don't know who I would have in it, but I wouldn't be singing all that much. And if I was, I would just be like stepping up to the microphone, want it, want it, want it. Run back to the amp, play a little more. You know what I mean? Like all these guys in bands get to run around. They get to run around. Like Slash just gets to run around the catwalk in Rio. You know, like Use Your Illusion tour, 1992. You know, that was awesome. You get to run around, have a little drink, talk to go over there, talk to Dizzy. You know what I mean? Be like, this is great, isn't it? Fantastic. I'll see you in a minute. You got to go up to the microphone. Want it, want it, want it. Yeah. So anyway, what are you saying? So because anytime I'm up on stage and I'm singing and I'm playing guitar, I am steering the boat. So I would love to share some of the duties with another skipper. I would have I mean, you know, you couldn't put the virtuoso of every instrument into a band, because that would be overkill. So I would like to sing with a woman. I think that would be cool. And I'd want someone else to. I'd be playing fast. I'd want to rock out, because I can rock out, but I just don't have. I don't necessarily find myself waking up in the morning with this stuck in my head. It's just not my thing. But someone else could sing it, and I'd have a great time playing it. Who would I put in it? I'd have Chickenfoot on vocals, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just get all the members of Chickenfoot just on vocals. That's just the vocal. Then you get another supergroup to play drums, right? You get Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young and play drums. And you get the Police on bass.
One thing that's always impressed me, especially as I've gotten older, has been your ability to balance art with commerce. It's something that I think few musicians in this musical era have been able to accomplish, at least to the level that you have. How do you view making your music accessible while still maintaining credibility?
You said the C word, my friend. Credibility. I have a certain gene in my body that allows me to understand what someone else is saying when they say, we want to sell a lot of these things. Like, I don't see selling a bunch of something as the opposite of it being interesting or important or meaningful. I've always seen it from both sides, you know, and it's a really interesting place that I'm in right now. Like, you do have to balance, you know. If you saw my iTunes playlist, I could have a conversation with anybody at Stereo Gum or Pitchfork, you know. But what I do with Columbia Records, as the artist that I am with the records that I make, under the contract that I have, I'm taking all of my influences and I'm trying to convert them into pop music. That's my job right now. It's not the only thing I can do, and it's not the only thing I will do. But as long as I'm still trying to make pop songs, I want to play by pop rules, you know? I want to listen to Top 20 and figure out what's going on. I don't want to fall behind. I'm trying to take all the elements of music that I love, that I'm well-versed in, and convert them into music that a lot of people can get into. I don't know why I do that. A lot of people can't. A lot of people find the compromise maddening. I see it as another challenge, and I see it as another talent, you know, like the ultimate talent of restraint. You know, it's not selling out, because I could go to Steve Barnett's office at Sony tomorrow and say, look, I need to make a record that is really not thinking about anyone else but myself. And we would sit down and probably have a conversation, and I would leave that office not making that record. No, I'm kidding. I'm a major label artist who has not only a record contract, but like a public sort of like social contract. Like, this is what I do for a living. I write pop songs, you know? And I will at some point need to make a record that I say, you know, let's put this out in a different way. Let's put this out in a way that doesn't expect to sell a lot of copies. I need to do this for me. I need this labor of love. And that's what the trio is, in a way, you know. So I'm never really mistaken as to why I have the great success that I've been lucky enough to have the talent a little bit to work for. I think it's a good place to be in, but I've just always been able to do it. When somebody says, you know what, it's almost like I don't even hit that wall anymore, because I know by the time I know before I hand in a record what they need, because I want it too. So I'm not handing in a record that's a mess and they're going, well, this is a single, but you got to cut it down. It's like, because I'm the producer, I am the in-house person telling myself we got to cut it, telling myself, yeah, we better da-da-da. I don't know why, and it doesn't work for everybody, but for me, you know, you could see, I don't see myself as a guitar player or a singer or a blues musician or a pop musician. I see myself as an arranger of all those things, you know, and I get better, I think, over time at arranging those elements, you know, and it's really just a special little combination of things that I feel good about. It's not like, I don't think I'm going to go down in history as like a guitar god, but I think I'll go down in history as being able to do that thing pretty well, and that thing is putting music out on CDs they stamped a whole bunch of, that's still musical, it still has some merit to it on a musical level, but reaches a whole bunch of people. Just want to reach a lot of people. And when I do something, when I have a need to not do that, then that'll be a conversation, and it'll be a different, you know, I mean, if you want to do a documentary film, you know, the movie studio is going to say, great, you know, here's how much money we're going to give you for the documentary film, and here's how much advertisement. It won't be as much as Transformers. You know what I mean? So it's just understanding my place. I don't feel abused by it at all. For whatever reason, I get it. I feel like I am the most satisfied artist in terms of a record company. I get what they're saying, and through that, there's a trust level now. You know, I wouldn't walk into someone's office and go, no, this is the single. 19 minutes, don't cut it. You know, what's it called? 108 guns. You know, it's like,